you almost never take out the new Liliana, whereas Liliana the Veil is actively a liability in some matchups just because it's so expensive and doesn't impact the board in a huge way. But in this matchup, I'm probably taking out the new Liliana. I'm not crazy about it here. Although it is a little bit of a source of card advantage.
Yeah, and again, if he can't remove it, then how does he win the game at that point? How does he beat the Emblem of Endless Zombies?
Absolutely. The thing is, usually they don't have too much of a problem removing it with Celestial Colonnade, because you don't really have a lot of answers to that. Jund is typically kind of weak to man lands, depending on how many Terminates you run.
Yeah, I can't imagine Mike's keeping many hard removal spells in this matchup. As important as they might be against the Colonnades, I mean,
Yeah,
that's really the only target for this matchup, pretty much.
Right. So you probably want Abrupt Decays out, if those are in to begin with. You keep the Kolaghan's commands. I like Dreadbore. Maelstrom Pulse can be important. So maybe just take out the Terminates here.
And just bring in the removal spells that can target the Nahiris.
Sure.
Mike's keeping it 7. Adam's looking at 6. There's a path. Looks like a Nahiri in his hand. And that's a very quick mulligan. I don't think I saw any lands.
That'll do it.
Adam Tukel not drawing lands. That's one of the keys to the matchup here is drawing lands and playing your spells. Taylor Gunn's already in the back here. Knowing Taylor Gunn decks, I'm sure he's playing some aggressive strategy, and since he came back with like 10 minutes past the run, I'm pretty sure he won unless he's playing some weird unbeatable matchup. Yeah, he's just giving us the big thumbs up. There's a big smile on his face. He's thinking of Chipotle now.
I'm actually filling out a Chipotle order, which is why I've been a little bit quiet. It's taken a while. Taylor's giving me those eyes, not the come hither eyes that I usually get from him.
The come, I want your Chipotle for my rewards eyes.
Basically.
You kids and your Chipotle.
Also, I'm only like 5 burritos into this month.
Yeah, that is the 13th of the month, and he has only 5 burritos in, which is kind of
I had to hit 11.
he has hit 11.
Well, you talked about removing discard. Mike Farrell plays a discard spell and sees 5 lands from Adam Tukel. So,
Well, that's an interesting keep.
I
5
mean,
lands in the play. I mean, I guess I keep it.
you mull the 5 after seeing 3 lands game 1. I mean, that's a Grafdigger's
Grafdigger's
Cage.
Cage has come in.
And that's Grafdigger's Cage that resolves. So Adam Tuckel's going to have to not Emrakul his way to victory here. As he falls to 19. Farrell should be at 18 thanks to the Blood Crypt.
So the reasoning behind the Inquisition being in versus being out is how aggressive you're going to be. So if you think the matchup's going to go long, then the Inquisitions are so much worse. And this matchup does tend to go on. Now with a 5-land keep, I don't think he's going to be in too much trouble with that, but...
There's like a Terminate still in his deck too. And a Fulminator Mage. It seems
Fulminator
pretty good
Mages,
here. I mean,
yeah.
there's Lightning Helix Adam's hand, but that does not counter Fulminator Mage. And Snapcaster doesn't counter Fulminator Mage either, so Adam's going to lose a land here at some point.
I like sending the Lightning Helix to the Dome here. And then you can get value out of this Fulminator Mage later.
You just
Or
gotta snap.
this Snapcaster Mage later.
Why would you Snapcaster there? I mean, there's no real reason to.
He might be trying to force the Fulminator Mage.
Which is what he does. There's a block in the sack to get rid of the Colonnade. Here's Liliana, and that's going to tick up on the snap, and that'll kill the snap. So, goodbye, Snapcaster Mage. Another land for turn. Another Expedition for turn by Matt Farrell. He is one of the few players here that do enjoy completely filling out their decks. The other of which is Chad Riddle Arthur, who has a birthday today, which is why he's not here.
It's his birthday?
I believe it's his birthday, yes. I saw
He was
something.
birthed and not spawned? That's a feat. He's one of the mainstays on our standard stream.
Yes. Though he's been playing Escape Shift recently, too, which is his old favorite modern deck.
Yeah, I played against it a couple times. I think on stream last week.
Yeah, he last week or 2 weeks ago where he just mulliganed into oblivion. As that will tick down the counter on Central Vision, he'll draw his card. Play an island for the turn. Now there's a Helix in his hand. Here's 4 mana. This might be a Nahiri.
Yeah, I'm thinking Nahiri here.
It is a Nahiri. So he's going to have to hope he can somehow tap that cage or get rid of that cage as he discards Helix and draws a card. Farrell will play a Black Leaf Kiss
I think
turn.
he's just hoping he can untap with this Nahiri.
He will not untap that Nahiri. His Pulse takes it down. Leon's going to tick up, and Farrell's sitting pretty good as Adam just ticks down the visions, passes it back.
Yeah, I don't know what's in Adam's hand, but it's clearly not land. So it's...
No, we're about to
It's
find
okay.
out as there's another Inquisition. We see
Oh,
Town Fortunes
Wrath.
that are Wrath of God. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not big on Wrath here.
That looks like a Terminate and a land in hand for Farrell.
I mean, once this Ancestral Visions goes off, Adam's back in this, but...
Yeah, it's going to be his only turn to try to find the answer to the land emblem. As there's a Bob from Farrell. He's going to tick up Lily. Adam says, "You're targeting that Confidant, right?" Mike says, no. There's a Bolt to stem the Liliana Ultimate as he has to draw 3 cards, and then his 4 for the turn.
Instant grip.
So,
Looks
yeah,
like we've got a Spell Snare.
it's like a Path.
Yeah, pathing the Bob's not bad.
I mean, he wants to stay up in card advantage. There's another Ancestral Vision. Mike Farrell not happy about it.
He
It's
didn't
a
get another
cryptic.
land. which
Yeah, he
is-
just got all gas and no lands. Turns out the 5-card keep was
Yeah,
pretty good. There's the Path, so goodbye, Bob. But still, I mean, Farrell blatantly knows he has gas in his hand because he's not playing lands and hasn't for quite a while.
Certainly. And we know Farrell's just got a land and a Terminate, so he's trying to ride this Liliana.
Yeah, I mean, sure, Liliana took the Bolt, but she's still on the board, and that's all Mike cares about at this point.
But he does have the Cryptic Command up.
Yep, and Mike does not know about that yet. Animal untap, take down Visions number 2, draw his card, and it is a land.
That's good. We can just pass here.
Yeah,
Liliana's not doing anything until it gets to Ultimate.
No. He has plenty of time in that. He has a Spell Snare tier, so he could theoretically Cryptic and Spell Snare this turn. And there's a Bob that...
It seems rife for Spell Snaring.
yeah. And I was like, I'm going to take up right. And then I was like, no, we're going to counter that. And now he's got a minus.
Oh my.
He's a Kitchen Finks, and he's just going to get back a Bob. Mike clearly wants to get back even in card advantage here. Does not want to fall behind 2 Ancestral Visions. And I might respond to this. I think he's
Yeah, I
pitching
think
down.
we can Cryptic this. Now, I think the plan originally was to Cryptic and then bounce Lily, but with the minus, like, you can Cryptic draw a card, and if you hit a Lightning Bolt or a Lightning Helix, that becomes so much better.
Yeah, then Leon's off the table for good at that point. We're going to see what he does, though.
I think Farrell's getting a little bit antsy with that second Ancestral Vision's about to come off.
Yeah, he did not sound happy about it. There's a Cryptic Command. He's going to counter draw.
Counter draw.
Did not going to look at it. As Adam will untap, looking for the burn spell as he takes down Visions, and I don't see any red cards in there.
So we've got land,
It's 4 mana. That's a Nahiri.
Nahiri, very nice.
He's going to discard the land. He's going to another look at it. He's 3 cards deep at this point.
I think it was a path that he drew.
Not the worst.
Oh.
There's a Ravine that is right for discarding again.
All right,
Mills over Goyf and a Lily, and there's a Kitchen Finks that will...
Finks is good. Not great in the face of this path, if that's
No.
what it is, but he knows he has a Wrath of God, so
Yeah. I mean,
clearly
he's
better there.
under no pressure for his life. He's still at 15. I think you'd rather find the answer to this Liliana than anything else at this point.
Absolutely.
Is that a Blessed Alliance in his hand?
It could be.
I know he's running it. I saw him testing against Lopi as he drew
Cryptic, it looks like.
another Cryptic, yeah. So it'll be Cryptic, Wrath, and Blessed Alliance, or Path, in his hand.
And with this, Ancestral Vision is poised to go off next turn. He's looking like he's in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, if that's a Blessed Alliance, he's essentially at 19 life. Minus whatever damage he takes, of course. Mike's going to activate Ravine. He's going to get in there.
Both at him. He doesn't even... No respect for Nahiri here.
Again, he does not know about that cryptic command that's just going to bounce that cage. I think Adam's okay taking this.
Yeah.
It's 7. Yeah, he's going to... Looks like he took all of it. And then we're going to end a turn cryptic. We're going to bounce that pesky Raptors' cage. We're going to draw a card, and Mike knows what's happening now.
So this should take care of
Pretty much most of the board.
most of the board here.
So Adam's going to draw 3 cards. He's going to draw his card for the turn, and he's going to hope none of them are Emrakul. None of them are Emrakul. I think there's a Bolt in there, too.
Yeah, Bolt's nice here.
He can Bolt Lily. Lily goes away. Then he can attack with Emrakul to get rid of more things.
So it's 6. So it's going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can't keep enough mana open for Raging Ravine. So he's probably going to sack the Finks. Just because the Persist makes it so much... Oh,
He's attacking
Lily.
at Lily.
That's aggressive.
So Mike's going to fan out the cards he's sacrificing. Obviously, Finks is one of them. There's going to be 3 basics, Blackleaf Glyphs, and I believe a Stomping Ground Expedition.
One of those shiny lands.
Yeah, many Shadowlands that he runs. Finks will come back, of course, thanks to Persist, so Mike goes up to 22. Adam's going to fetch down to 7, and he's got plenty of answers now at this point.
Yeah, the Blessed Alliance is keeping him well into this ballgame. He might have another Nahiri.
Which would be just straight gas.
Yeah, I think that might be the reason for the attack on Lily.
Just in the hearing and keep Blessed Alliance up.
Right.
We're going to find up that
6
6
mana.
mana. Sure.
Yeah, that's a
The
card.
Sun's Champion.
That is a magic card.
One of my favorite cards from good old Abzan midrange back during
would be your
Farrell's.
favorite card. So it's that's one that
Farrell's
used to be,
just done here.
Yeah,
There's no way he's winning at this point.
that's one that gets brought in when Jund becomes like super big part of the meta game, as it is now in this store actually.
Yeah, I mean, sure, Farrell saw the Maelstrom Pulse, but of course he just blew it on the Harry because that's what he's supposed to do in this matchup, and then down came Elspeth, and you John can't answer that card. As we're doing game 3 is the names and the decks and the time comes back up here. Plenty of time left for these still players as we head to our 3rd and final game of round 1. John will be on the play this time. I think it's the first time he's been on the play these games. He looks like he's in no desire to sideboard, so he's got to keep in the Terminates, keep in the discard.
Terminate's not bad. He's really hoping to ride these Grafdigger's cages to victory.
Wouldn't be surprised if he plays a little bit more, a little less aggressively, I should say, after seeing what happens when you get a little bit too careless sometimes and focus on getting the bob in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
he had to do something. So he drew land. So he needs some kind of gas, and you see Adam going Ancestral Visions, and once that second one pops, it's almost game
yeah, he
over.
played, what, 1 or 2 lands between all those cards he drew?
Right.
Didn't Mike have a Raging Ravine, though, at that point?
He did.
Why not just attack with the Ravine and just keep plussing Lily?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an option, but you have to assume that he's going to draw an answer to Ravine or Lily.
Or in that case, the cage.
Right.
We're going to see if Mike Farrell can gend his way to victory here. We're going to see if Adam Tukel can keep a 7-card hand and see 4 lands. Again, plenty of time as we see players finishing up their presumably more aggressive matchups. I think I saw Billy out there, too. He's not playing the aggressive deck because Billy does not play aggressive decks of any kind.
He'll play an aggressive deck if it's like
But
aggressive
unfair, if
in
it's
terms
unfair.
of like turn 2 prime time.
Yeah, I mean, he played Death Shadows for a bit, too, as both players keep their 7.
That's a good start for Mike Farrell.
Yeah, Turn 1 Revene's pretty good. We'll see what Adam has here. It's going to be Scalding Tarn and Pass. He's going to fetch for a swamp, I believe, and here's a turn
Ooh.
2 Bob, and does Adam have the spell snare?
Spell snare or bolt. If he doesn't have either, then this is money. This is right where you want
He's
to be.
fetching.
But yeah, he's fetching.
Of course, Mike can't play with the new green-black Fastland just yet.
Absolutely not. I don't even know if you want it, honestly.
Abzan wants it just like in the discard or Noble Hierarch turn 1, but
Sure. But you already have the red-black one here,
Yeah,
and
which-
it's bolt and
discard.
Discard.
Which is a straight better. No, that's going to be a tap land for Adam, so
This Bob
is going to
stands.
stand until at least Adam's next turn.
I mean, I guess if you know you don't have a turn 2 play, you can just drop the bolt on turn 2, or
Yeah.
if you have a Helix, you could do that. Let's
And
see where this goes. If Mike gets to untap with this Bob, that's a huge game break.
There's a Helix in his hand.
Yeah, there's a.
So
there's a
this is not
Helix.
going to live because there's a Flutter Strand. Adam's going to down to probably 16 to back right up to 19. I think there's a few more lands in his hand too, so he has to play some. No,
Oh.
just the plains.
I like that Plains art.
It's the one I use.
It's not. Oh, really?
It's the Avon one, I believe. Yeah.
Wow, that's like the
OG,
first
yeah.
decision that you've made that I agree with. That's actually pretty
I
impressive.
play with the Avon Plains, the Vernique Forest,
See, I'd have to see it. Which forest is that?
the Vernique. It's like the bright green one.
So with like the limp penis branch with like the sun coming through. It's actually like the limp penis branch forest too.
The what?
The limp penis branch forest.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I play with the Bradley Mountain and Bradley Island as here's a Thoughtseize from Farrell. I forget what. And I play with the, I think the Vernique Swamps. No, I don't want some woman named Vernique Forest.
So this is interesting.
It's this
Take
forest.
Nahiri. Oh, yeah, it's all right.
I just like the bright and colorful things.
Sure.
There's a backup Bob, so we're gonna see if Adam can answer Bob number 2.
Well, if it's not that card, it's not going to happen. So he'll get at least one draw off of this. He knows he's got a Snapcaster in hand.
That's a tap land, and that's a path.
Path is so dangerous here. That puts him right into Ravine next turn.
But I mean, in theory, Adam has the ability to Snapcaster path next turn.
Oh, absolutely. But just like, this is more of a non-traditional one, but it is a control versus control matchup. Oh man, and the Scavenging Ooze is putting a halt to that Snapcaster plan.
Yeah, Mike Farrell's sitting pretty good right here. It says to eat one of his second Bobs, keep up the green mana. Snapcaster essentially a dead card out of his hand, and Mike says, I'm going to attack what you got.
Another Ravine.
I mean, I guess there's an argument for Adam hoping that Mike just attacks Ravines and taps out and does it onto the board, but
Yeah, that's not something you want to hang your hat on here.
no.
At 15 life, even that is not really safe here. There's no more creatures in the yard, so that Scavenging Ooze is going to stay at 3/3, but an activated Ravine and a Scavenging Ooze is going to have his life total.
Yeah, in the worst case, the Ooze is going to eat some targets.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's going to eat some targets in a turn anyway. Like, he's got so much green mana open.
Let's see what we got for Adam here. We don't have the snap. It looks like he has a...
See, Snapcaster Mage,
There's
and
another white card in his
Hallowed
hand.
Burial is in his hand.
Okay.
That's a spicy one.
Please enlighten the viewers as to what Hallowed Burial does.
Alright, so it's a 5 mana white sorcery, 3 and 2 white, and it puts all creatures on the bottom of their owner's libraries.
Doesn't seem like we should play it.
There we go.
Just about to say it might not be the best idea here, but he's gonna tap up for it, and Mike's probably gonna just destroy his graveyard. So
I mean, that's fine.
yeah, so
Gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, goodbye Snapcaster targets. Mike's gonna draw here. Looks like he drew a Kitchen Finks. He's got at least one land in hand. He's gonna play the Finks, go up to 19. Play the Collect Leaf Quakes and just Pass the turn. No attack there from Farrell.
So I'm not a big fan of the kitchen finks there. Like, it's not a bad play.
But you just want to attack at that point, right?
Right, getting a counter on that Raging Ravine is a huge deal because he can't bolt in response at that point, and it takes away so many of his options.
He's going to boot up this turn. He's going to attempt to swing in, and I think Adam's already reaching for his life total. Yeah, he's going to take all of this.
Going right down to 6, it looks like.
And there's Bob number 3. This is where, no, board wipe is not good here because of that pesky revenue. Well,
Raging Ravine won't kill him.
board wipe plus path would be nice here.
Sure.
But I don't think he has that. He's got a fetch land in the front of his hand. That does not do the trick here at all. That's just... He's going to fetch.
Go to 5. Means
Wisely
any
get in the
2 of these
basic.
creatures are going to kill him. So he can activate the Celestial Colonnade and still have like Lightning Helix mana up.
We know he has to snap in hand. He's going to...
Here we go.
He's going to do it again.
All in on this.
Okay. He's going to go to 1. He's going to attempt to dodge a bolt.
For the rest of the game. I guess if he has like a Blessed Alliance, he can get back out of range and take care of the Raging Ravine.
Yeah, but he has to... Farrell just got land. There's a black leaf that's in his hand. Let's see what it... Adam's got here. There's a Nahiri, which cannot target that Ravaging Ravine. Unless, for some reason, Farrell activates it. Which I'm pretty sure he legally can't.
If he had Simian Spirit Guide in his hand, he could.
Still, I don't think you're going to.
What's the deal with this Nahiri? Like, I don't know what else is in his hand, but unless it's an answer.
I think he's just sticking for answers right now. He's going to discard that land. He's going to draw a card.
So he had another turn if he just kept his Celestial Colonnade up. But I guess that leaves him open to terminate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he still knows terminates a Mike's deck. He saw that Mike very quickly shuffled, did not sideboard at all.
So Blessed Alliance here is pretty big blowout, right?
Yeah. I mean, he can't escalate it. But still, it takes care of the Ravaging Ravine cleanly.
Right.
That's what Mike's got. It's a Liliana, and not the discard Liliana, so we're just going to boot up this Ravaging Ravine, and
This is pretty aggressive.
I mean, Mike's just like, do you have it? Mike's asking, where are you going? And he's going straight to the face, 2 lands in hand, so Mike Farrell will outjun Adam Tukel 2-1 here in round 1 of 4 in Tuesday Night Modern. You see fellow Jun player Kyle Kepi probably watching in approval as the Jun Brethren, the evil Jun Brethren, take one from... Oh, is Nahiri the good guy? Good girl?
No,
No,
Jun's
we-
always a good guy.
You're a Jun player, to be fair.
Yeah, I play Jun in Standard and Modern, and whenever I can, I'll Jun to everything. It's the good guy.
Well, I saw Telegun walk in, which means he has Chipotle, and you probably want to eat that Chipotle, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a big burrito fan.
Right. So we got about 12 minutes left in the round. We're going to take a quick break, going to replay, and after we eat some burritos, we'll be back with some more Modern action.
Oh,
You
God.
take 6, and the painful truths are extremely painful for you. And these stupid scions are protecting me from Liliana.
Did you have it? Yeah. 10?
Actual stone
After
rain?
the Stone Rain, this
What
time,
are you doing?
Go. This is the situation. This is why.